remember the teacher pointing up to us and saying, "Kids, everyone needs to look up there at the Blessed Mother. She is the most powerful woman in the world. Any problems you have, any time in your life, you come to her and she will help you." My name's Brennan. I live in Dramara in County Down in Northern Ireland with my wife Nicola and my 4 girls. I grew up in Scotland, in Glasgow. My father was a Catholic and my mother was Jewish, but we were raised in the Catholic faith. My earliest memories of the Blessed Mother was from primary school. Our teachers bringing us all the class, all the young kids, out to the playground where we had a big statue of the Blessed Mother. And I remember the teacher pointing up to us and saying, "Kids, everyone needs to look up there at the Blessed Mother." We were all sitting looking up at the statue, all the wee kids. The teacher said, "She is the most powerful woman in the world. Any problems you have, any time in your life, you come to her and she will help you." I remember even at that young age, the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up. I just thought, wow, what an amazing thing this is to have, a gift in our life. I remember even from that time onwards, I would walk into school, I would pray a decade of the rosary, pray for my grandparents, pray for my mum and dad, pray that I would get picked for the football team, the primary school football team, little intentions like that I would have. But it was even at that young age, it was a great comfort to know you had someone to turn to help you with the things you faced in life. In the month of May, it was always have a special altar devoted to Mary. It was a month for my birthday, so I loved it. I always used to love May, and it was nice weather. But in school, we would always have a special altar for Our Lady. The teacher would pick a boy and girl from a class and wear a blue ribbon with a little miraculous medal on it. And you got to do all the special jobs in the class that day. You got to hand out the milk cartons, hand out the jotters, the books. You always felt so special. You were the most important person in the class. As you grew up, football can be a little bit like a religion, and you put that more important than your relationship with God. You put that higher up in your heart sometimes, which you shouldn't do. I suppose when I was in my mid-20s, just before I was going into the Mass, and saying a real heartfelt prayer to the Blessed Mother, saying that I kind of think I'm wasting my life. Please help me to show me a different path, because I know that life is a special gift. So I don't just want to waste it. Straight after that Mass, a young man who invited me to go round, near the chapel there was a little convent where they would do adoration for young people. It was a young person's prayer group, Youth 2000 it was called, where a lot of different young people would gather. They would do adoration and they would pray always a rosary each week. And then they'd go out afterwards and socialise. Meeting those young people had a great impact on my life, because I thought, wow, you can just be a normal young person, enjoy yourself, but also have a relationship with God. God has a plan for each person's life, so you need to have that relationship for Him to guide you. About a week after that, one of the people I met in the prayer group, Sabrina, her name was, came round and tapped the door and said, "Would you like to come to a place called Knock?" It was a shrine, a beautiful shrine to Our Lady in Ireland. So we drove down there, and on the way down she was teaching me about the gifts that the Blessed Mother gives to us, the scapular, the miraculous medal, these beautiful sacramentals and gifts that the Blessed Mother has left for us, the power of the rosary to help us through life, help us, because at the end of the day, we all know life isn't easy. There's always hard challenges that come your way. But the Blessed Mother doesn't leave us alone. What you hear in the Gospel where it says that the followers of Jesus, their hearts was burning within them. I think that's the only way to describe it. Just my heart was burning within me, hearing about the love that the Blessed Mother had for us all. From that moment on, started going to daily Mass again, started going to pray the Rosary each day, going to adoration, and really saying, right, Lord, what do you want me to do with my life? Not just waste it, but try and follow what you would like to do. So it was a a good experience to continue to learn about the Blessed Mother, learn about all the devotions and try and help other people as well. While I was there, a very powerful sister came over from America, Sister Maria Francesco. She was only like small in size, but she was an amazing presence. She used to go around in America with a statue of Our Lady of Fatima. She would go around the prisons over there, just trying to help people, and she had many amazing conversions through the work that she'd done. Violent prisoners and gangsters, she was telling us, she would go in and she said she was a small lady, but what great courage she had. She said she'd be going into these prisons and she'd be looking at all these big, dangerous men around her. She would have fear, but the Blessed Mother gave her confidence, and she would hand them out medals, scapulars, and the beautiful conversion stories that she told us was amazing. What she was over there in Belfast to promote, what she was doing in two things. One of them was a 54-day Rosary Novena, which if maybe you have a difficult challenge, it's like 3 consecutive novenas where you pray the Holy Rosary each day and petition, and then you do the same again in Thanksgiving. There was intentions for peace in Ireland and Northern Ireland. There was intentions for the Holy Church. It was an amazing experience, and the graces that came from it, they were life-changing for people. Another thing she done was she taught us all about the Louis de Montfort true devotion to Mary. Basically a special consecration where you put yourself under the Blessed Mother's care, and all the graces you receive, you're totally consecrating to her, so that she in a powerful way becomes part of your life and guides you. So we all learned about that, and about the beautiful experience to make that consecration at the end of it sort of course that we done. A little while after that then, I met a missionary priest in Belfast who was encouraging young people to consider do they have a vocation to the priesthood, which for me it was something that I'd never kind of considered, I would never have felt worthy of. But I remember him saying, he was talking to me one day, Father Martin, and saying, would you consider this sort of possibility of a vocation? And I said, look, Father, you know, I love God and I want to try and follow him, but there would be no way I would have a vocation. But he said, look, be open to it, give God the first chance. No one is going to be open. You might not think you have a vocation, but if there's even a possibility, would you not like to give it a try? And at that time I had a good job, I was working in a bank, I had a lot of friends, I had a girlfriend. I kind of said all that to him. And he said, Alex, when I had a vocation to the priesthood, I was 2 girlfriends at the time, but he left them all. So I said, right, fair enough. I prayed to the Blessed Mother, because it was a big decision, but she gave me the courage to go ahead. And I have to say it was the most special year, one of the most amazing years of my life, the experiences I had. So first of all I went over to Mexico, so getting some training for the year ahead. We were going to be working alongside the priests and missionaries, and I had the grace to go to a famous shrine there, Guadalupe, Our Lady of Guadalupe, where the Blessed Mother appeared to St. Juan Diego, and her image, which is on display there. And scientists have tested this, and they can't really explain how the image here. There's a whole beautiful and amazing story about this special image, and all the things that have been able to discover that points that, you know, it is a supernatural thing, it is a gift from the Blessed Mother, this image. At the shrine there, I just consecrated the year to the Blessed Mother. I had fears that I would be able to do, but she gave me the courage to say, right, just hold my hand, I will guide you through it. Don't need to worry about what's coming next. Just take each day as it comes and I will guide you through. It was one of the most unbelievable years of my life, taking that step. We would work with priests in New York, we would go into different areas, try and teach them about the faith, trying to share the faith with other people. I remember one other memory when I was in seminarians in New York, it really stands out. One of the brothers said to me, right Alex, we have to take a statue of the Blessed Mother to a prayer room that we have, this group of missionary priests. So he gave me this big massive statue to carry. It was a big statue of Our Lady of Fatima. And me and him's carrying it right through the centre of New York. At the centre of New York, it's busy, there's people walking everywhere. And me and him standing carrying this big massive statue of Our Lady of Fatima through it. But I remember a lot of the people you would see, busy people walking around, they would stop and kind of bless themselves, and they would stop and look at the statue, and it just kind of, it touched your heart to see that all around the world, how Our Lady is working in people's lives. Our Mother is there for all of us, all different walks of life. She loves everybody, no matter where you are in the world, Scotland, Ireland. You know, she will help you through your problems. She will help you to live life, to see the beauty that He has for you. So what an experience that was. Again, then we were with the missionary priests. We were going through to Texas and Louisiana and met some amazing people. We even went to the White House, a thing called the candidacy, and we all went through to the White House one day. It was just a surreal experience to see these places. We were working to try and spread the faith, but it was an amazing year, and thanks to the Blessed Mother giving us the courage to do it. Some of my friends organised a pilgrimage down to Knock, where we all cycled from Belfast all the way down to the shrine in Knock that I'd mentioned. During the way we took our mission to be to try and promote the rosary. So we would cycle from one town onto the next one and then try and stop and hand out rosaries to the people that we met. My dad actually came over from Scotland to do it with me. It was a beautiful experience to share that with him. One of the things that Sister Maria Francesca had told us is, I think it was from St. Lucia, she said there's no problem in life and there is no problem in families that can't be solved through the rosary. On that wee mission that we done, we got that printed on a card and we handed it out to people along with the rosary. Because we all face things in our families, people getting sick, things happening that sometimes you think this is an impossible situation. You know, you can despair a little bit, but knowing that there's nothing that can't be solved through the rosary gives you great hope and courage. So that was our mission. We tried to hand them out on the way down. It was another special experience. After that, I was still searching for what was my vocation in life, what path did God have for me. I had been open to the possibility of a priesthood, but I was guided to a different path. So I prayed, you know, Blessed Mother, please help me to see what should I do with my life. I had this special opportunity, a special grace at that stage to go to Medjugorje. It's a famous pilgrimage site, a famous shrine to Our Lady over in Bosnia. And it's a beautiful place where you will just be walking down the street and you'll see people walking, praying the rosary. People are just praying for guidance there, going special pilgrimage. It's changed so many people's lives there. While I was there, we're just praying, Blessed Mother, show me now what is the path. If it's not priesthood, if there's a different way, you know, guide me what it is. If I have to be married, help me to meet the right person. And thanks be to God, shortly after that, I had the grace to meet my wife, Nicola, which what a blessing that has been. Kind of a life-changing experience for us. It's just a beautiful gift. Thanks be to God, thanks be to the Blessed Mother for that great grace. Because she's worked on amazing things in my wife's life as well, guided us together. We had a special grace to be married, and we were married on the feast of Our Lady of Lourdes. It was a special day. Thanks be to God, God has blessed us with 4 great young children, and we try and spread on the faith to them. Just being you know, when you look back, you don't know what's going to happen in your life. Just the Blessed Mother guide you all the way. That's the only, I suppose, thing that I would have to share with people, is just open up your heart to Jesus, to the Blessed Mother. You know, He has a plan for each person, and please God, ultimately it's for us all to be together in heaven. But when He was on the cross, when He was dying, He left us an amazing person, the Blessed Mother. I think that's probably why I'm getting a wee bit emotional, because it touches you right in the heart, you know. When He said, behold thy mother, when He said to St. John, behold thy mother, He was kind of giving the Blessed Mother to all of us. Challenges you come across, family members that you love get sick, things happen, but the Blessed Mother has always been there for me, you know. That thing where Sister Lucia said there's no problem that can't be solved through the rosary, that's always kind of stuck with me, you know. Sometimes work can be stressful, family life can be stressful. Sometimes you just need that strength to get out of bed in the morning to say, right, I don't want to face this day. With your help, I'm going to do it. So, you know, the daily rosary is such a powerful thing to help you through the challenges of life. Try and do, we've had this chance to do a few wee apostolates with them as well in Ireland. Try and teach your kids, you know, to have that relationship with Mary. Guide them through their life, you know, that's, I suppose in our family, that's another 4 wee people coming up that God has a plan for them. So we try and help them have that closeness to the Blessed Mother. The prayer life that we try and have with the family, get the kids together to pray a rosary. It can be hard, anybody who has young children, it can be hard to get them all sitting down, but it's so worthwhile to spend that time and pray a rosary together. Just everyday family life that comes up. Bring it to a 54-day novena, it's so helpful. We try and put on all the kids, get them on the miraculous medals, gives you that wee bit extra feeling of protection when you're sending them out into the world. I still wear mine. Oh, never leave home without it. The miraculous medal. Just gives you a feeling of protection that the Blessed Mother's with you. She's got her arms around you wherever you go. Other things, we put the sort of brown scarper on the kids. We try and always bring them to Mass and just try and share the beauty of our faith with them. Try and pass it on to them coming up. Trying to lean on all these amazing gifts that the Blessed Mother gives us to deal with life. She will always lead us to Jesus. She's not interested in herself, she's interested to bring us to her Son. So we try and turn to her with the challenges that we have in life. They're not anything special, definitely not, but we just try and rely what gifts she has gave us to get through life. Jesus, the Mass, the Eucharist, the Rosary, the Scapular. Great devotions. Some people might think, oh, these are simple things, but they can change your life. They can give you strength and courage to navigate your path through life, to please God where our ultimate goal is going to be, to be united up in heaven.
Our Lady of Fatima will go down as the greatest of Marian apparitions in history. It all began on May 13th in the year 1917 when 3 shepherd children, Lucia dos Santos, her cousins Francisco Marto and Jacinta Marto, witnessed a vision of the Virgin Mary standing in front of them in the fields of Cova de Iria. They received messages of peace and of prayer, and they even saw a vision of hell. Many thousands of people began to gather in that area, and they saw the children there seeing the Virgin Mary, the Blessed Mother of God. These messages were distributed to the faithful, made it all around the world, making Fatima the greatest of all Marian devotions. The greatest miracle that happened related to Fatima was the Great Sun Miracle, which occurred on October 13th, in which the thousands of people there who had been gathered to hear those messages of Our Lady and to witness a miracle were drenched in a rainstorm, and they looked up to the sky and they saw the sun growing in size and spinning and descending on them. Was it mass hallucination? I'm not quite sure. The people there who were drenched previously were instantaneously dried, and people witnessed this miracle from many miles away. Our Lady of Fatima goes down as one of the greatest apparitions in church history, and Pope John Paul II beatified two of those visionaries and released the third secret of Fatima that related to the assassination of a bishop in white. He, of course, relates that to his own assassination attempt on the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima, taking the bullet from that assassination and placing it in the crown of Our Lady of Fatima. Our Lady of Fatima will go down as the greatest Marian apparition in the history of the Catholic Church.